afternoon, dear students. I hope all are safe at your home. Don't go outside. Stay safe. Stay home. Okay. At your school level, you have already studied science is divided into two subjects. That is, one is biology and second one is physical science from 8th class onwards. Like that, in intermediate level also, this biology is divided into two subjects. That is botany and zoology. Botany deals with plants and zoology deals with animals. Okay, today we are going to discuss about botany. In that botany also, especially we are going to discuss taxonomy introduction. What is taxonomy? Okay, what are comes under classifications in this taxonomy? Like that, today we are going to discuss all these. Okay, in botany, so many disciplines are there. Molecular biology, cell biology, embryology, genetics, taxonomy, like that. Now, in all these, today our topic is introduction of taxonomy. What is taxonomy? Who coined this word taxonomy? In all these, today we are going to discuss in today's session. Our topic is taxonomy. Introduction class. Today we are going to discuss taxonomy. Okay. This taxonomy is one of the subdiscipline of botany. One of the subdiscipline of botany. Subdiscipline is nothing but sub-subject. Okay. It is derived from two Greek word. Which language? Greek language. Botany is derived from, not botany. Taxonomy is derived from two Greek words. One is taxis. Second one is nomos. Here taxis means arrangement or order. Nomos means laws or science. Okay, this taxonomy word is derived from two Greek words. One is taxis, second one is nomos. Taxis means arrangement or order. Nomos means laws or science. Okay, systematic arrangements are all living organisms is called taxonomy. Taxonomy is a subject in botany. It means systematic arrangement of all living organisms, that is called taxonomy. Okay, this word is derived from Greek language. Before 300 BC, before 300 BC, this taxonomy was explained by Theophrastus. Theophrastus was a famous botanist. He was many experiments on plants. He was experimented on many plants. So that's why he was called as father of botany. He was called as father of botany. Theophrastus was called as father of botany. Then A.P.D. Kandol. A.P.D. Kandol given this word taxonomy. Who coined this taxonomy word? A.P.D. Kandol was coined this word taxonomy. Okay, this is about the brief introduction of taxonomy. Okay, next Carolus von Linnaeus, one more scientist. Carolus von Linnaeus, he was proposed binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature was proposed by Carolus von Linnaeus. In the name itself, bi means two. How many names are there here? Two names. What are these? Genus and species. That's why the system is called binomial nomenclature. This system is proposed by Carolus von Linnaeus. This binomial nomenclature is very important in taxonomy. So that's why he was called as father of taxonomy. Father of taxonomy. Who was called as father of taxonomy? Carolus von Linnaeus was called as father of taxonomy. Okay, in olden days, plants were classified on the basis of economic importance. Economic importance. Okay, example, based on oil yielding plants, fiber yielding plants, and pulses. Based on all these characters, plants were classified into different groups. Later, so many systems came. Now we are going to discuss about types. Here two types mainly there: artificial Okay, after Carolus von Linnaeus, taxonomy, on taxonomy many scientists were explained so many plants with their different classifications. Here three types and systems are there. In that, one is artificial classification, second one is natural classification, third one is phylogenetic system of classification. These all three systems explained by different scientists. See here, once again definition, systematic arrangement of plants. See in that picture how the plants are arranged. Then taxonomy began about 300 BC by Theophrastus. Carolus von Linnaeus worked on taxonomy and he was the founder of the taxonomy. So that's why he was called as father of taxonomy. The term taxonomy was coined by A.P.D. Condell in 1813. In which year? 1813 by A.P.D. Condell. Next, classification. Alpha taxonomy and omega taxonomy is there. Here, what is meant by alpha taxonomy? Taxonomy purely based on the description of morphological characters. Morphological characters are nothing but external features of the plants. This comes under alpha taxonomy. Next one is omega taxonomy. Omega taxonomy means here embryology, cytology, pathology, all these comes under this omega taxonomy. See next slide. Taxonomy includes 4 basic components. They are characterization, identification, nomenclature and classification. These are the main important basic components. First one is characterization. Based on the external feature of plants, plants were divided into different groups, that is characterization. And second one is identification. Based on the morphological means external features, plants were divided into different groups. Then nomenclature. Already we have discussed Linnaeus classification, that is binomial nomenclature. Based on this binomial nomenclature, plants were grouped as different classes. Next, classification, grouping of plants based on their structure, similarities and interrelationship. This is about the 4 components of botany, means taxonomy here. Next, see systems, types of classification. Here mainly 3 systems: artificial system, natural system and phylogenetic system of classification. These are proposed by different scientists. See here scientist pictures also there here. See, first one is artificial system of classification. In this system mainly two scientists came, Theophrast and Linnaeus. Next one is natural system. In natural system here also 2 scientists, Bentham and Hooker. Then phylogenetic system, here Engler and Prandtl, scientists they proposed by this system. Next, we are going to discuss in detail all these 3 systems. First one is artificial system of classification. It is the earliest system of plants. Classification based only on the grass structure and morphological characters. Plants are classified into different groups. Here habit, color, number and shape of leaves. Plants were classified into different groups. Based on all these characters, plants were classified into different groups. Next, Theophrastus and Linnaeus. Carolus one, Linnaeus. These 2 scientists explained this artificial system of classification. Theophrastus classified plants into 3 groups based on their morphological characters, that is herbs, shrubs and trees. Based on all these 3 characters, Theophrastus classified plants into 3 groups. Next, all these explained in his book. His book is Historia Plantarum. Theophrastus' book is Historia Plantarum. In his book, he explained all these plants. Linnaeus also written one book, that is Species Plantarum. Species Plantarum written by Linnaeus. He also explained this artificial system of classification in his book, that is Species Plantarum. Remember, these 2 books are very important. Okay, but this system is not explained to all plants. This artificial system is not explained to all plants. So, one more system is came, that is natural system of classification. Natural system of classification. Let us discuss about what is natural system of classification, who proposed this system. Okay, natural system of classification means here plants were divided into based on especially morphological means external characters. Based on plants were divided into different groups. This proposed by Bentham and Hooker. Bentham and Hooker proposed this natural system of classification in his book, that is Genera Plantarum. Genera Plantarum. Okay, he explained this natural system of classification in his book, that is Genera Plantarum. Here these two scientists especially based on the flower character, means flowering plants only, they were explained into different groups. Okay, these based on the flower character. Okay, these flowering plants also called seeded plants. Okay, see here, plant kingdom. Plant kingdom is divided into cryptogamia and phanerogamia. What is meant by cryptogamia? Cryptogamia means these are non-flowering plants. Then phanerogamia means flowering plants. Here Bentham and Hooker explained only these phanerogams. These phanerogams divided into how many classes? 3 classes. One is dicotyledonnae, second one is gymnosperm, third one is monocotyledonnae. Based on the cotyledons. Based on the cotyledons. Cotyledons are present where? Inside the seed. Based on the cotyledons, these flowering plants were classified into 3 groups. First one is dicotyledonnae. Here, how many cotyledons are present? 2 cotyledons. That's why it is called as dicotyledonnae. Next, gymnospermae. Gymno means naked. Gymno means naked. Seeds are having without seed coat. Here, there is no cover on the seed. That's why these are called gymnospermae. Here only 3 classes are there. These are Nateaceae, Coniferaceae and Cycadaceae. Next, last class is monocotyledonnae. Mono means only one single cotyledon is present inside the seed. That's why these are called monocotyledonous plants. This is about the brief introduction of phanerogams. Now let us discuss a detailed study in dicotyledonnae plants. Okay. This dicotyledonnae plants, we are going to discuss this class. Okay, it is again divided into 3 subclasses. 3 subclasses. Okay, these are based on the petals. Based on the petals arrangement. Polypetalae, gamopetalae, and monoclamidae. Okay, based on the petals, again dicotyledonnae class is divided into 3 subclasses. Poly means free. Free. Here petals are arranged in free, not united. Okay, here petals are free. Gamo means here petals are united. Okay, this is about the polypetalae. Polypetalae, here it is again divided into 3 series. 3 series based on the thalamus. Based on the thalamus, again this polypetalae divided into 3 series. First one is thalamiflorae. Why we are called florae? We are discussing only flowering plants. That's why we are using this word florae. Thalamiflorae. Second one is disciflorae. Third one is calciflorae. Based on the thalamus, these polypetalae plants were again divided into 3 series. First one is thalamiflorae, second one is disciflorae, Third one is calcifluorae. In thalamiflorae, thalamus is conical shape or dome shaped. Dome shaped thalamus is present and ovary type is superior ovary. Flower is hypogynous. Flower hypogynous. Thalamus is superior. Okay. Thalamiflorae, here conical or dome shaped thalamus is present. Ovary is superior. Flower is hypogynous. Flower is present in thalamiflorae. Next, disciflorae. Here thalamus shape is disc shaped. Thalamus shape is disc shaped. Here ovary also, here superior ovary is present and flower hypogynous flower is present. Okay, example for disciflorae. Rutaceae family, Rutaceae, all citrus plants comes under this disciflorae. Next, caliciflorae. Here thalamus shape is cup shaped thalamus is present. Here also ovary superior and flower is hypogynous. This is about the Polypetalae subclass. In that 3 series, Thalamiflorae, Disciflorae, Calciflorae. Okay. Next, Gamopetalae. Gamopetalae subclass. Gamopetalae, it is also divided into 3 series based on the thalamus. First one is inferae, second one is heteromerae, third one is bicarpellate. Okay, these are the series comes under Gamopetalae. Here inferae series, flower is epigynous. Flower is epigynous, means flower is, gynoecium is present above the thalamus. Gynoecium is present above the thalamus, that's why this flower is called epigynous. And ovary type is inferior. Okay, here one trick is there. You can easily remember inferae series, ovary also inferior. Inferior. This is the clue for this series. Okay, epigynous flower is present here, ovary inferior type. Example, Asteraceae. Asteraceae family is most advanced in taxonomy. Okay, all Asteraceae flowers are having this epigynous flower and inferior ovary. Examples for Asteraceae, Tridox procumbens, Tagetes patula, all these are comes under Asteraceae family. Next, heteromerae. Second series is heteromerae. Here more than 1 carpels are present. More than 2 carpels. More than 2 carpels are present here, and here hypogynous. Flower is hypogynous and ovary is superior. Wherever hypogynous is present, there ovary also superior. This is the main hint. Hypogynous flower is having superior ovary. Okay, example for heteromerae, Fabaceae plants. And bicarpellate, how many carpels are present here? Only 2 carpels. 2 carpels are present. Here flower also hypogynous, ovary superior ovary. Example, Solanaceae. Solanaceae plants. Examples for this bicarpellate series. Okay, this is about the dichondra. Mono means only one. Mono means only one. Chlamydus means here no differentiation between sepals and petals. These are arranged in single oral. Single oral. Oral is nothing but ring. Okay. These sepals and petals are here, no differentiation between these sepals and petals. These are arranged only in single ring or single oral. That's why this series is called monoclamidae. Okay, this is about the dicotyledonous class, subclass. Next, gymnospermy. Next one is, second class is gymnospermy. Already we have discussed what is meant by gymno. Gymno means naked. Gymno means naked, means without. What is absent here? Seed cover or seed coat. Seed coat is absent. Naked seeds are present in gymnosperms. Mainly here we can discuss three families. Neetaceae, Coniferaceae and Cycadaceae. All these are the families comes under gymnospermy. Here in all these, Neetaceae is the most advanced family and Cycadaceae is the most primitive family. Most primitive family. This is about the gymnosperms. Next, last class is, that is monocotyledons. How many cotyledons are present inside the seed? Only one cotyledon. Monocotyledons. Mono means only single, one. One cotyledon is present. That's why this class is called as monocotyledonate. Okay, here in this 7 series and 34 families. How many families are present? 34 families are present. Okay, we can discuss difference between monocots and dicots also. In dicots, root is taproot system. In monocot, adventitious root system is present and leaf. In dicot, leaf is having reticulate venation. In monocot, parallel venation is present. Okay, like that many differences are there in between monocotyledons and dicotyledons. Okay, based on the flowering plants, Bentham and Hooker explained this classification. But this Bentham and Hooker's natural classification does not give an importance to natural relationships between families. So, next system is came, that is phylogenetic system. Third one is phylogenetic system. In natural classification system, Bentham and Hooker not given importance to phylogenetic characters, means advanced characters. They did not given importance to these advanced characters. That's why one more system is came, that is phylogenetic system. This system is proposed by Engler and Prandtl. Engler and Prantl explained in his book The Natural Lichen. The Natural Lichen Plantae families. Okay, it is written by Engler and Prantl, The Natural Lichen Plantae families. In this primitive, based on the primitive and advanced characters. Based on the primitive and advanced characters, plants were divided into different groups. This is about the phylogenetic system. Hutchinson also supported this system. He explained in this system in his book, that is Families of Flowering Plants. Families of Flowering Plants, written by Hutchinson. Hutchinson and Engler and Prantl both were explained this phylogenetic system based on the primitive and advanced characters of plants. This is about the phylogenetic system of classification. Next, okay, beside all these systems, other systems also came. One is numerical taxonomy, second one is cytotaxonomy, third one is chemotaxonomy. These are all very important in taxonomy. These systems also very useful to explain the problems of taxonomy. First one is numerical taxonomy. In that, mathematical methods to evaluate observable differences and similarities between taxonomic groups. Means mathematical problems means, what are the mathematical problems here? It is taxonomy. What are the mathematical problems present here? Means how many petals are present, how many leaves are present. Okay, all these are problems solved by this numerical taxonomy. Next, cytogenic taxonomy. Based on the chromosome structure and cell structure, okay, all these are cytological characters. Based on the cytological characters, plants were classified into different groups. Through this cytotaxonomy, this is solving many taxonomic problems. Okay, we can explain the plants cytological problems with the help of this cytotaxonomy. Next, last one is chemotaxonomy. What is chemotaxonomy? Chemo is nothing but chemicals. Chemicals are present in plants. Chemicals are present in plants. These are called phytochemicals. Phytochemicals. This phytochemical data to solve the problems of taxonomy. These are the other systems of taxonomy. Next, we are going to discuss about a typical flowering plant. A typical flowering plant, already you have studied at your school level. What are the parts of the plant? Already you know very well. Here we are going to discuss a typical flowering plant. Describing of plants based on their habitat, vegetative characters. Vegetative characters are nothing but root, stem, leaves, and floral characters. These floral characters are nothing but flower, inflorescence. These are the comes under characters of flower. See here, what are the parts are there in this structure? Flowers, stem, leaves, all these are you have studied at your school level. Okay, remember what are the main thing here? Floral diagram is very important and floral formula is very important to explain the flower. See here, floral diagram. Floral diagram is very important in our taxonomy. This dot is indicates mother axis, sepals, calyx. Green color are called sepals or calyx. Calyx we can indicate like this. Okay. These are the green in color. Next, corolla. Corolla is a colorful petals. Then androecium, gynoecium, bract, all these are the floral diagram parts. Next, one more important character is there here, floral diagram and floral formula. Floral formula. See here, BR. BR indicates bracteate. If flower having bracts, that flower is called bracteate. If bracts are absent, that is called ebracteate. Like that, bracteole. Bracteoles are present, that is called bracteolate. Ebracteole, E means absent. Ebracteolate. Like that. A means androecium. And G means gynoecium. P means perianth. Okay, the symbol is indicates female. Okay, it is indicates male. Some flowers having both male and female, we can indicate through this symbol. Male and female flowers. This symbol is actinomorphic. Actinomorphic means we can cut flower at any part, then we can get all equal parts. This is about the actinomorphic. Then the symbol is zygomorphic. Zygomorphic means we can cut the flower only particular parts. That is, then only we can get same equal parts. That is zygomorphic flower. Okay, all these are the symbols for floral formula. With the help of all these symbols, we can write floral formula. Then, now we are discussing some important families in the taxonomy. Okay, here 3 families are there, mainly 3 families. Okay, that is Fabaceae, Solanaceae and Liliaceae. These are the mainly we are going to discuss in today's session. This is the Fabaceae family. This class is Dicotyledonnae. Class is Dicotyledonnae, subclass Polypetalae, series Calyciflorae, order Rosales, family Fabaceae, genus Tephrosia, species Purpurea. This is the classification of Fabaceae. All families having like this classification. First we can write this classification, then only we can describe the family. Okay, in this Fabaceae mainly, see here plant structure is how this is twig is there. Okay, this is the flowering twig. These are the leaves, flowers. First we can describe the floral vegetative characters of this Fabaceae family. Vegetative characters. In that habitat, all these plants are comes under mesophytes. These plants are mesophytes. Habitat is annual herbs, only 1 year plants. These are growing only 1 year. These are the shrubs, trees, comes under this Fabaceae family. Here root system is taproot system. This is the dicotyledonate plants, that's why it is having taproot system. Stem is here aerial. Aerial means it is growing outside. Erect and herbaceous. What is meant by herbaceous? Some hairy like structures are present on the stem, that's why it is called herbaceous. Some plants are not having the hair, that's why it is called woody. Next leaf is cauline, cauline and alternate, alternate leaves are present. See in this chart, leaves are arranged in alternate manner, alternate manner, okay. Here stipulate, here some stipules are present. These are stipules, the small one are called stipules. Stipules are present, that's why leaves are stipulate. Simple leaf is present. These leaves are simple. Pinnately compound or trifoliate. Pinnately compound leaf. Okay, here in Fabaceae members, leaf is divided into small leaflets. These are leaflets. It is totally we are called leaf. This leaf is divided into small leaflets. That's why we are called, this is compound leaf. Compound leaf and trifoliate. How many leaves are present at the end? Three leaves. Okay, this leaf is ending with 3 leaves. That's why we are called trifoliate. Trifoliate, stipulate and compound, cauline, alternate leaves are present in Fabaceae. Next, floral characters. In floral characters, axillary or terminally raceme is present. Okay, this is a inflorescence. Here axillary or terminal inflorescence is present. Terminal raceme type of inflorescence is present. Next, in floral characters, flower is bracteate. Bracteate means bracts are present, and pedicellate. Pedicellate, it is attached this pedicel, that's why it is pedicellate. Zygomorphic, already we have discussed what is meant by zygomorphic. This flower we can cut only the particular place, then only we can get 2 equal parts, that is zygomorphic. Bisexual flower. Bisexual means here both female and male organs are there, that's why it is bisexual flower. Next, pentamerous. How many parts are there here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, petals are 5 and sepals also 5. Okay, all are 5 in number. That's why we are called pentamerous. Pentamerous, and gynoecian type is perigynous. Perigynous. Then calyx. Calyx, 5 sepals are present. These are fused. Calyx, it is green in color. Here these are fused, means it is gamopetalae. In gamopetalae, all plants petals are fused. Then aestivation is valvate. This is called aestivation. This is valvate. Okay, next, corolla. Corolla is here. Papilionaceous corolla. Papilionaceous corolla is very important in Fabaceae family. Here 3 types of petals are we can see in this chart. First one is big petal, that is standard petal. Standard petal, and 2 wings petals also there, and 2 keels. 2 keels, 2 wings. Okay, how many are there? 2, 2, 4 and 1. Total 5. That's why this flower is called pentamerous. Pentamerous means 5 parts are present in flower. Okay, here standard petal is big in size, and 2 these are wings. These are the 2 keel petals. This is a very important in Fabaceae members, that is papilionaceous corolla. Here aestivation is descendingly imbricate. Descendingly imbricate means large petal is upper side and lower side is very small petal is present. That's why it is descendingly imbricate. Next, androecium. Androecium is consists of 10 stamens. How many stamens are present here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 stamens are present. Here 9 stamens are attached. One is free. That's why it is called 9 plus 1. 9 plus 1 stamens means diadelphous. Stamens are arranged in 2 bundles. Here one bundle having 9 stamens and other one is free. That's why it is called diadelphous stamens. Next, gynoecium. Gynoecium is monocarpellary. This is gynoecium. Okay, it is how many carpels are present here? Only one carpel. That's why it is called monocarpellary and unilocular. Unilocular. Loculus nothing but small chamber. How many locules are present here? Only one locule is present. That's why it is called unilocular and of inferior ovary. Of inferior ovary means half of the part of the ovary is thalamus, above the thalamus and below the thalamus the ovary is present. That's why it is called of inferior ovary. That is about the Fabaceae members. Okay, here Fabaceae members having economic values, pulses. Okay, many plants are we are using like pulses, and one more important character also there in Fabaceae. These roots are having root nodules. Root nodules. In this root nodules, leguminaceous bacteria is present. Which bacteria? Leguminaceous bacteria. Sorry, Rhizobium bacteria. Fabaceae. Okay, roots are having nodules. Okay, in these nodules, Rhizobium bacterium is present. Rhizobium is a bacteria. It is present. Plants can't take atmospheric nitrogen, so this bacteria helps plants converts into nitrogen to nitrites. Okay, nitrites. Okay, converted by this bacteria. This bacteria forms in these plants root nodules. In this root nodules, this bacteria is present. Okay, both are in this association. Plant and rhizobium associated with each other. Okay, and this bacteria forms root nodules. Root nodules. Okay, here nitrogen is converted into nitrates in this root nodules. In this association means plant and bacteria association is both are beneficial. This bacteria and this plant both are beneficial in this association. That's why this association is called symbiotic. Symbiotic association. In this association, bacteria and plant both were beneficial. Okay, this is a main bacteria improves soil fertility. Soil fertility. This is a main characteristic features in Fabaceae roots. Okay, next Solanaceae. In taxonomy, second important family is Solanaceae. See here, class is Dicotyledone, subclass is Gammopetalae, series Bicarpellate, order Polymoniales, family Solanaceae, genus Datura, species Metal. Okay, this is a classification of Solanaceae. Here Datura plant is there. Okay, here also first we can describe floral formula. Okay, from vegetative characters and floral characters. Vegetative characters of Solanaceae. These plants are mesophytes. These plants are mesophytes, habit annual and perennial herbs. Means some plants are grows only 1 year and some plants are many years. That's why it is called annual herb or perennial herbs. Root system is here also taproot system. Stem aerial, erectile, herbaceous. Means some aerial structures are present on this plant stem. That's why it is called herbaceous. Stem is aerial, erectile, herbaceous. Leaf, exstipulate, means stipules are absent here. That's why it is called exstipulate. Petiolate and alternate. Alternate leaves are present. Leaves are alternate. Then alternate phyllotaxy. Leaves are alternately arranged. That's why it is called alternate phyllotaxy. Next, coming to the floral characters, in that inflorescence, cymose inflorescence is present. This is cymose inflorescence. And terminal or axillary in position. Flower is bracteate, ebracteolate and pedicellate. Okay, flower is actinomorphic. Here flower is actinomorphic. We can cut the any part of the this flower. Okay, we can get all equal parts. That's why it is called actinomorphic. And bisexual, both female and male sex organs present. That's why it is called bisexual flower. Pentamerous, 5 parts are there. That's why it is called pentamerous. And hypogynous flower is here. Then calyx, 5 sepals. These are all fused with each other. Calyx, green color parts are the calyx. Then 5 sepals are fused. Aestivation is valvate aestivation. This is the valvate aestivation. Corolla, here also 5 petals. These are gamopetalous. Gamo means united. All petals are united and twisted. Twisted means one petal is inside and other one is outside. This is twisted petals. Androecium, 5 epipetalous. Androecium, how many stamens are present here? Only 5. These are epipetalous stamens alternating with the petals. Next, gynoecium. Gynoecium is bicarpellate. Only 2 carpels are present here. And syncarpus, only 1 carpus is present. Numerous ovules, many ovules. These are the ovules. Number of ovules are present. And these are arranged on axial placentation. Axial placentation. Ovary is obliquate in position due to the filting of posterior carpel. Posterior carpel to the right and anterior carpel to the left at an angle of 45 degrees. This is a very important characteristic feature of Solanaceae. Okay, in Solanaceae, many plants we are used as vegetable plants, and some are the medicinal plants also there, like ashwagandha, like that. Solana melanginum belongs to Solanaceae, that is brinjal, scientific name. In last family, here taxonomy, that is Liliaceae, monocotyledonnae. Classification is monocotyledonnae, series Coronariae, order Lilialis, family Liliaceae, genus Allium, species Cepha. That is Liliaceae family classification. Okay, here first we are discussing about vegetative characters. This Liliaceae family, also called as lily family. You know very well, onion belongs to Liliaceae. Allium, Cepha, the scientific name of onion. Here vegetative characters. Habitat, these are the mesophytes. These plants are grows mesophytic condition as well as xerophytes. Habit, plants are mostly perennial herbs. Root system is adventitious. Okay, adventitious means this is monocotyledon plant. That's why it is having adventitious or fibrous root system. Stem is underground. Perennial bulb. It is called as bulb, corm, etc. Okay, leaves are radical or colline, venation is parallel. Because this is monocotyledonous plant, that's why it is having parallel venation. And coming to the floral characters, solitary sign or umbel of raceme. Okay, this is called umbel. Umbel raceme. It is one of the type of inflorescence. Here bracts are there, so it is called bracteate. Okay, these are the scapes. Next, leaf is having parallel venation. Floral characters, solitary cyme, umbel, raceme, having in this flower. Okay, the flowers are usually bracteate, ebracteolate, pedicellate. Here bracts are present, that's why it is called bracteate. Here no bracteoles, that's why ebracteate. Okay, pedicellate is present, that's why it is called pedicellate. Actinomorphic flower. Here actinomorphic flower means we can cut the flower at any part. Complete bisexual homochlamydous. What is meant by homochlamydous? Both petals and sepals are both in same in color. That's why it is called homo. Homo means same. Chlamydous. There is no differentiation between petals and sepals. Next, trimerous. It is having three parts. Three parts. That's why this flower is called trimerous flower and hypogynous flower. Next, perianth. Perianth consists of 6 tepals arranged in 2 whorls of 3 each. Okay. This is the perianth. Perianth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 petals are arranged in 2 whorls. 1, 2. 2 whorls are nothing but 2 rings. Next, androecium, stamens are 6. How many stamens are present here? 6. Okay. Stamens are 6 arranged in 2 whorls or 3 each. See here, these are the stamens. How many stamens are present here? 6 stamens. Then gynoecium. Gynoecium, it is tricarpellary. How many carpels are present here? 3 carpels. And syncarpus. Syncarpus, the ovary is superior and trilocular. How many locules are present? 3 locules. Is nothing but 3 chambers are present with several ovules on axial placentation. Means here many ovules are present. Placentation is axial placentation. This is about the Liliaceae. Okay, many plants of Liliaceae we are using as vegetables and medicinal plants. These are the important families of taxonomy. Okay, this flower. Okay, these are the phanerogams. Phanerogams described by Bentham Hooker. Bentham Hooker. Okay, at your surroundings you can observe some plants. Already you seen this plant. Okay, this is Ixora coccinea. Ixora coccinea. This is a Rubiaceae plant, belongs to Rubiaceae. Okay, how the leaves are arranged and flowers are arranged. Okay, you can observe at your surroundings. This is a hibiscus mandara. Hibiscus rosa sinensis. This is belongs to Malvaceae family. Okay, like that you can identify many plants at your surroundings and try to write their floral formula and try to draw the floral diagram also. Like that you can describe. Thank you.